Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Alicia. I hope that you will subscribe if you haven't already before you leave today. In today's video, I am very excited to be talking about the Melt Cosmetics. This is the Shape Shift Stack. I have had my eye on this for so long and it was just so expensive. I think even on sale, it was like $40. And I was like, God, I don't know if I want to spend that. And then I always had it in my little loves at Sephora, and I always continued to check back on it, and it dropped down to $33.50. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up because I don't think it's going to go any lower. I did pick it up today whenever I was checking the website. They took this off of Sephora. They don't have this on JCPenney anymore. The only place really that you can get this now is like Mercari or eBay. They do have it brand new on those websites. I will link it down below just in case you're interested. But you will see how these perform. You can make your judgment. I just think that Melt is doing away with like the stack form and they're putting them more in the palette. So I hope that this will come out in a typical like flat palette type form. I know that's what they did with the She's Into Parties stack. So, and the Rust palette that they have now, they added some shades of course, but that also used to be a stack. So I'm hoping that this will come out in that way, but you can still pick it up in this packaging. Let me just stop and go ahead and give you guys some swatches. So as you could tell, those swatched amazing. These shades are so shifty. Like the one that I have on today shifts like blue to purple and you can really see it in person. This is the shade that I have on today and I think it's the shade, yes, Mimic. And then this is another shade. This is probably my favorite shade in this palette. I love this one so much. It is called Shape Shift, but all of these are gorgeous. They all stand on their own. In the video today, I'm going to be testing out these over a period of 4 days. Each day, we're going to do a look that features one of the shades in this palette. So if you're interested, then just keep on watching. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with the first eye look. Now, the whole reason that I wanted to get this palette was for this shade right here. This is the shade called Shape Shift, and would you just freaking look at that? Now in this palette, you don't have, you know, I wouldn't say like a crease shade. These are all really kind of like lid shades. So I'm going to use this color because this is the one this had to be the first one that I used. And I'm gonna go into this palette, which I have never used, from Melt. And I am just going to use this for a crease shade. So I want to use this buff shade right here. So nothing crazy at all. And that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this crease shade in. I'm gonna put that all over the lid, and that's gonna be the end of the look here. So I'm going to just dip into buff. There is a little bit of kick up on this palette. I'll show you in just a second. But I want something that's just kind of light, close to my skin tone, and that is exactly what this shade is, because I really want the star of the show to be from that stack palette, that kind of like duochrome shifty shade. All right, so as you can tell, it added a little bit of definition, nothing major, and I don't know if you can see, there is a little bit of kick up. Just FYI, I am going to do a dedicated video to that palette though. All right. And now we get to go in for the fun part. I'm gonna pull you guys in a little bit closer so you can get a better look at this eyeshadow. All right, so first off, this is the swatch. Look at that. So freaking pretty. Okay. All right, and I'm just gonna go in with my finger. And I'm just kind of like pressing and pulling. Oh, I love that shade so much. All right, I'm gonna apply a little bit more. That is such a cool shade. Freaking love it. Okay, guys. So I am absolutely loving that. I think I'm gonna go back into this palette, and I think I actually kind of want to deepen up the crease just a little bit. I'm gonna go into this tan shade here, and I'm gonna put that just directly in that crease, and then just very lightly blending it up. I do think that that helped. Okay. That is absolutely stunning. I love it so much. Y'all, I'm gonna add a little bit more, not because I need to, but just because I can't get enough. Okay. All right, I'm done. I'm going to go ahead, do the other eye, and then we'll see what this finished look is. All right, guys, I was running late for work, so I had to run out really quick, sit in my car, but this is the finished makeup look using that green color from the palette. I absolutely love it. We will see what happens with day 2. All right, guys, we are on to look number 2. When I am filming this, I stayed up working like past midnight. It is now like 6-something a.m. My son's got a jiu-jitsu tournament, so we're gonna do something very simple is what I'm saying, because I'm freaking tired. And ooh, I kind of like this like bluish purple. I've got on kind of like this little funky shirt here. I'm either going to go with this one or with this one, but we're going to do this one today. And this one from the shade is called Delirium. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do something very, very simple. I'm going to take the the Glam 1 palette, and I'm going to go into this little transition shade here. So I'm just going to take a crease brush, put this all over my eye. And it is actually snowing. I live in South Carolina, and it does not snow here very often at all, although it did snow here like a week ago, and it is snowing again today, so that is actually pretty exciting. Our kids will go like years without seeing snow, and now they've got it twice in a year, so twice in a month even. Personally, I hate the snow. I could never live where it snows all the time. I hate the cold in general. All right, here is the shade here. I'm gonna swatch it. And it really doesn't even look too shifty to me. Really just looks kind of like a bronze color. I mean, it's pretty. It definitely is like bronzy. I do see pink shimmer in there for sure, but I mean, I wouldn't say this is a very like shifty type of a shade. It is when you put it on the lid, as you can tell, it is very shiny, like metallic. And I guess I can see it like when you turn, you can kind of see the shift, but it's not as shifty as the Shape Shift shade that we used the other day. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm doing on the eye. I'm going to put that crease color under my lash line, and that's it. I will show you guys what the finished look is. All right, so I got a little bit messy with that one. And as always, guys, you know I always go back into the crease. I just kind of look down into my mirror, and right where the edges meet, I will put a little bit more of that crease color back in the crease, just in case we get any shimmer throughout the crease. I don't really like that. So this is my way to kind of like brush that away. All right, I'm gonna clean this up, put on the rest of my makeup really quickly, and then I'll show you guys what the finished look is. All right, we just got to the tournament. I finished my makeup in the car. This one, I just think it looks pretty plain, honestly. Out of the whole stack so far, I'm not that impressed with this one. We'll see how day 3 goes. All right, day 3. Today, I already have on the Chocolate Martini eyeshadow palette on my eyelids currently. And from the Shapeshifter stack, I'm going to be using the shade Chameleon, which is this green color. And I want to use that as an eyeliner. So I'm going to take a little eyeliner brush, and I'm going to give you a swatch of just this color. So it is like a dark green, and it has got blue shimmers in there. All right, I'm going to do one eye on camera. So first off, I'm just going to start off at the outer edge over here. And this is with a dry brush. I may need to wet this. I think that I am going to go ahead and wet my brush. So I'm just going to take any setting spray, mist the brush, and then this should work out a little bit better for us. Yes. I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just tracing my lash line with this. And I'm going to trace this on the whole entire eyelid. Now when I get to the inner corner, I'm flipping my brush around just so it fades in with the inner corner lashes. Now you'll see that Chocolate Martini palette, it's a little bit flaky and glittery, honestly. I do have a review of that. I'll leave it linked down below. All right, that's it. I'm also going to line the lower lash line with this, and I'm probably going to smoke it out with this like tan color, which I was using these 2 shades mixed together from the Chocolate Martini palette. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my face, and then I'll come back and show you guys the final look. All right, so I've got on the rest of my makeup. Now we're going to go ahead and start with the lower lash line, and I think for this, I'm going to take like a little smudger brush. Again, I'm going to try to use this dry first and see how this does. It's working out okay, but I think for the liners, you just really need to wet the brush. So, spraying that, and we're going to go back in. And I'm really just getting this as close to the lash line as I can. Alright. So I'm going to bring that in to about halfway here. Just like that. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little pencil brush here, and I think I'm going to go more in with this orange shade Syrup, and just all around these edges I'm going to blend this out with that shade. And I'm going to kind of tap this off just because we've already got on our face makeup. Okay. And I'm going to kind of connect this corner over here. All right, and then for the inner corner, I'm going to go in with a little flat brush, and I'm going to go into the highlighter that I used today, which is the Pat McGrath Bridgerton collection. This is in the lighter shade here. And I'm just going to put this right on the inner corner. It's got like a little bit of a yellowish green kind of tint to it, so I think it goes pretty good with this look. And then I'm going to put this on the inner third here as well. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye, and then we will come back for the final look. So this is the third look with this little stack. I love this as a liner. I think any of these would be really, I like this one as a lid shade, but like this one I think would be a beautiful liner. This one would be a gorgeous liner. I'm going to be using this one tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I love this green as a liner. I don't know where I would be going where I would do like a green smoky look. Maybe there will be a time or place, but I really do like this as an eyeliner. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll be back tomorrow for the final. All right, guys, it is the final day of the Melt Shape Shift Stack. Whew, that is a mouthful to say. So today we are going to be focusing on this shade right here, which I think is super fun too. I think this would be really cool as like a blue smoky eye, but I also think this would be a great liner shade. This is the shade Mimic. And today I think I'm going to do this as like an all over the lid shade. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a swatch. Super duper creamy. Look at that. It's kind of got like a purple shift, if you can see that. But yeah, that is what we are going to be going in with. I pulled you guys in a little bit closer, and the first thing that I'm going to go in with is actually this e.l.f. quad here. This is the, I think it's called the Rose Water. Yeah, this is the Rose Water quad. These retail for like $3. Now mine did come cracked when I ordered it from Ulta. But that's okay. I'm going to go in with this shade right here. It's kind of like a pinkish grayish type shade, and so that is what I'm going to use in the crease. I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush, and as usual I will do one eye on camera and then I'll catch up the other off. But I'm just going to throw this in the crease, nothing crazy. Next up, I'm going to take something, I think I got this in a BoxyCharm. It was like a set of 3. They're called Hot Mess Rockin's Cosmetics. This is a blue glitter gel eye pen. Oh, I didn't know it had glitter in it. It's not too noticeable, honestly. I'm going to draw this on my lid and blend this out with a brush. I just want to have like a base for this eyeshadow. I think it will really help it pop even more. You could just wet your brush as well, but I hadn't used this and I really wanted to try this out. All right, so now that I've got that kind of drawn on my lid and it's just really messy, I'm going to take a little flat brush here. And in these more like precise areas, I'm just going to blend this out. And then with the edge of it over here, I'm going to kind of shape this. Oh, I don't like how that did. I'm going to blend out that little bit with my finger here. Now this is a very thin formula, and as you could tell when I started going in with a brush, it really just kind of picked all that up. So, not that big of a fan of that gel liner or whatever, this little pencil here, but it'll do the job for what we need it to do. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with my finger, and because this is a little bit like tacky and still kind of like moist, This will really adhere well to this shadow and make it stick and intensify it, and that is what I wanted it to do. But I would not recommend wearing that on its own. Holy crap, you see that? That is what we wanted it to do, folks. Alright, so I'm just putting this directly on the lid. Okay. Wow. And then I think I'm going to go back in with like a little brush here. And I'm going to look down and just all on the outer edges here. That is where I'm going to put this shade. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye. I'll clean up under my eyes, put on the rest of my face makeup, and then we'll be back for the lower lash line. Okay, so I have on the rest of my makeup, and now we are going to go ahead and go in with the lower lash line. So I'm going to take a little liner brush, and I'm just going to spritz this with any spray. You can spray this with water even, but I have got this little Smashbox primer spray here, so I'm just going to use that. And I'm going to go in with our Mimic shade here. Now for liners, if you saw day 3, I definitely think you need to use them wet. And we are just going to trace the lower lash line. I love that shade. This one is very shifty, like purple to blue. And you can even see it just on this little line that I'm doing, how shifty it is. Do you see that? I don't know if you can see that shift, but I can in person, and it is bomb. And honestly, I think I want to leave it just like that. I was thinking maybe I should use like a little pencil brush, kind of like this, and maybe do the outer edges, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll take a little bit of this. I just don't want to lose any of that intensity. So when I'm doing this, I'm literally going under this. So carrying this pretty far down. That didn't really do anything other than like soften this very, very outer edge. So that's fine. I didn't want to lose any of that color. All right, and then also with this same brush, I'm going to go into the highlighter that I used today, which is from Becca. And this is the shade Pure Pearl. I don't know why I'm telling you that, because you can't get this anymore, most likely. But I love Becca highlighters. I will continue to use them on my channel because I know a lot of people out there have them, and they are some of the best. Now, I do think Smashbox, like I said, is gonna start carrying some of their stuff. Like, I know that they have the under eye brightener. I've seen them with that. I think they have the Champagne Pop highlighter as well, I believe. But, yeah. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, catch up the other eye, and we'll come back for the final look. Okay, so this is the finished makeup look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of a different one for me, so this was one that I put a whole lot more love into, really, because it took me 4 different days to shoot this. But I have always had my eye on this stack. I am so happy that I got it, and I like the packaging of it. I don't know, it's just something fun and different. I don't mind this because, I mean, it's easy to just set this down somewhere on one of your tables, or it's easy to stick this in a drawer. It doesn't take up too much space. So I really do like the packaging. I love the quality. I like using these dry. I like using them wet. I like using them on top of a base. I tried each one of those things. I like using them on the lid. I like using them as a liner. I really put this to the test. If you guys have this, I'm so happy for you. If not, it looks, you know, like I said in the beginning of this video, it really looks like they're kind of doing away with these stacks with melt. I had seen this on Sephora on sale forever. I finally picked it up when they reduced it a little bit lower. I got it for $33.50. They do still sell this on Mercari. You can find it on eBay. I did check both of those sites, and it is brand new on those sites. You can get it for about $35 and then just pay, you know, a few bucks for shipping. But I think Melt is just doing away with these stacks and doing them more in the palette form, kind of like the She's Into Parties palette that used to be a stack. So maybe they will come out with this in like a just typical palette form. That would be excellent because this is phenomenal. Each one of these I think really stands out on their own. If there was any that I would say are kind of a little bit lackluster, it's this one, but this is the one that I actually got a compliment with when I was wearing it. So it doesn't really look like too much, and even when I put it on, I didn't think it looked like too much, but out in like the sunlight and just out in general, their pink reflex really pick up in this one. So yeah, that is my thoughts on this. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.